Welcome to our R language starter tutorial. Today we will learn to install R language and the RStudio on a Windows PC, and then we will explore various features of RStudio and write some code as well. To start with R, you must go to this page and, based on your operating system, download an appropriate version of R. Since we have Windows PC, we will download the R for Windows. It has further downloadable files, but for starters simply download the base version. Just click on the link that says, Install R for the first time. And then click on the download link to start downloading the R for Windows. This will finally initiate the download process, and now you just need to wait for the download to complete. Once the download is complete, simply run the setup and install R with default settings unless you want to change something. Once the installation is complete, you can go ahead and run R with RGUI. You can perform some basic calculations to test the R environment. You can keep using the RGUI, or you can download the RStudio as well. To install the RStudio, go to this page and download the RStudio desktop. Once the download is complete, execute the installer to install the RStudio. After installing RStudio, you can run it from Start menu. We can keep the default settings, as RStudio can auto-detect already installed R on your computer. And now you have the home screen of RStudio where you can run your R language code. This window is called Console, where you enter and execute your R language code. The output is also displayed on the same console. Any plot you draw appears in the plot window. Let's define a variable name employees and add some values to this variable. You use less than followed by dash sign to define a variable. C is used to combine values into a list, therefore employees will be a list now. Let's say we have 3 employees, John, Jack, and Sarah. Next, let's define another variable named sales, in which we will enter values of sales against each employee. Now, we can use these two variables to create a bar plot. In the bar plot function, we will first provide the list of sales values through the sale variable. And then we need to provide the names, using the names parameter. Here we will provide employees as names. And that's it, our simplest bar plot is now ready. Of course, there are so many advanced options which allow you to add legends, labels, colors, etc., but for now this is it for a quick start. Next to the Plots window there is a Files window from where you can explore files on your computer. In the Packages window, you will find all available and selected packages which you can use in your code. You can also install more packages using Install button. Help window provides you with R resources, such as support, manuals, etc. Viewer displays your HTML content, such as visuals created using HTML widgets, Google Vis, and R charts. So let's create a temporary directory variable using R language file system. Now, let's create this temporary directory in our computer. Now we will create an HTML file inside that temporary directory. This HTML file has no content, so let's write some HTML code into this HTML file. There is an error in our code, and it seems that we ignore the case sensitivity here. Let's change this character to capital, and we are good to go. And now we are ready to display this file into the viewer window. And there is our HTML page, opened inside the viewer. And if you want to locate this file, you can use this command. And here is our HTML file. Now, let's replace this HTML file with a complex one. And now, Let's open the HTML file again using RStudio API. And here you go. Now you have that replaced HTML file inside your viewer window. Then there is the presentation window. This window is used to display presentations. To create one, open a new Markdown file. Then go to the presentation section and select your desired framework. We will keep the default one. You can change the title of the presentation here and add author's name. Now, simply click on the OK button. This will create a demo presentation for you which you can change as well. You can click on the Run button to execute the R language codes you may have included in your presentation. When done, you can click on the Knit button to create the presentation file and display the same in the presentation window. And here is our presentation. Press the arrow keys to navigate through the presentation. The environment window lets you connect to various data sources such as Excel, CSV, etc. and provides RAM usage statistics as well. It also lets you switch between R and Python. And by selecting a package from here, you can also use it as Object Explorer. In which case, it will list all functions and objects of a selected package for you. The history window stores your previously executed R code. As soon as you execute a code, it appears here as well. Next to the history window is connections window, where your connections to various databases will appear. You can connect to various sources, including the SQL Server. Let's enter our own parameters and test the connection. We can use the same connection code in the console to connect to this SQL Server. And once connected, our connection will appear in the connections window, along with child objects such as databases and tables. Remember, we are just connected to the server without any username and password, therefore tables which require credentials won't appear here. We can use this button to disconnect the connection, and click on Delete button to delete the connection. In the tutorial window, you will find many tutorials on our language. However, to use these tutorials, you need some packages. Simply click on the Click Here links and install the required packages. It will take a few seconds to install these packages. And once they are installed, your tutorial window will show different official tutorials which you can use to learn our language. Terminal is a simple command prompt which you can use to execute MS-DOS commands. Finally, anything running in the background will appear here in the Background Jobs window.
And with this, we end our starter video on R language and RStudio. In future, we will come up with more tutorials on R, with coding and advanced stuff. Till then, keep learning.